Great morning, business owners and managers, and welcome to another awesome episode of CX in the Morning, Customer Experience in the Morning. I am your host, Wes Walters, and on every single CX in the Morning, I bless you with customer service tips, customer experience tricks, and I leave you with gems. And by gems, I mean actionable takeaways that you can implement at the speed of now. Immediately after this broadcast, you will be able to take what you've learned, applying it to your business and your team, and making your team and your business better. So it is Hump Day Wednesday. How has everyone's week been thus far? How is everyone's week going? It's Wednesday, it's half of the week, so you should be halfway through your goals. And if you are not, then you have to double up today. So today, as the title states, today we're going to talk about the ambient experience. The ambient experience of customer experience, the things that, if done correctly, they go totally unnoticed. If done correctly, they go totally unnoticed. Great morning, gratitude coach Danny. How are you? We are talking about the ambient experience today. The ambient experience of customer experience. This is the part of customer experience that, if done correctly, goes totally unnoticed. And I'm going to be sharing my screen. So am I going to be sharing my screen? No, I'm not going to be sharing my screen. So you're fine on Instagram. I'm not going to be sharing your screen. So what type of coach are you, Danny? Let me know. I think I spoke to you. Did I speak to you last week, Danny? I think I did. What type of coach am I? It says gratitude coach, Wes. What type of coach? She's a gratitude coach. Duh. Forgive me, I'm fasting today, so when I'm not eating, I'm not operating on all 8 cylinders. Wes, I'm a gratitude coach. So all right, great. Well, thanks for being here. So we're gonna I'm sure you can benefit from this as well. Coaches and consultants, anyone from in a service-based business can benefit from this, as well as coaches and consultants. So we're gonna be talking about the ambient experience of customer experience that goes totally unnoticed if done correctly. All right, so the first thing, it's Danielle mindset, and yes, gratitude. Yes, I think I spoke to you. I remember you, Danny. I remember you. All right, so the first thing is that what you can do to the first part of the ambient experience, the things that go totally unnoticed, where they're not even aware of it that is happening, is anticipatory service, meaning anticipating what they need before they need it. Knowing your customer so well that you know they're going to need this. Now, so when I was a server at Red Lobster, the prestigious restaurant Red Lobster in undergrad, people that looked just like me, who had the same skin tone as me, who were male like me, who were my age, normally, once they ordered fried fish, they wanted extra tartar sauce. That's what the data said. For me, I always wanted extra tartar sauce, and people that look just like me seem to want the same thing. So as a waiter, whenever I would deliver fried fish, I wouldn't give them extra tartar sauce right then. No. It takes away, if you give it to them before, it takes away from the wow experience. No. So you deliver the food, and I would circle back around. I would know table 7 needs extra tartar sauce. So I would deliver the food, probably go back to the kitchen, drop some more food off to some other plates, to some other tables, go to the bar, get some drinks, and on my third circle back around, don't even disturb them. Don't disturb them. Just pass by the table. You got to do the backhand thing. It wasn't correct unless you did the backhand thing, right? And all the waiters who are watching know. You would just pass by and keep moving. Don't stop. Just because I know you needed this. Now, what does that do for the client? The client their souffle cup is halfway finished. They're like, I'm going to need some more tartar sauce. And magically, like a god, this guy knows I need more tartar sauce. What does that do for my tip? What does that do for the customer feeling appreciated. How do they feel? How do they feel about the establishment? They feel good, and they want to come back and support. Not only come back and support, but when they come back, I'm waiting for Wes. Well, Wes has 30 other tables. It's going to be an hour wait. It's okay. I'll wait. I'll go to the bar. That's what you get with anticipatory service. I've had customers waiting in line just to be like, nah, I want to sit in Wes's section. Wes's section is filled. It's going to be an hour wait. We'll go to the bar, have some drinks, and whenever a table open up, you just let us know. Anticipatory service. Again, you take away, if you deliver the extra tartar sauce right when you deliver the food at the first time, they're not wow. They're like, extra tartar sauce, no worries. But when they're about to run out, you know, like how that saying, God is always on time, you are seen as a godlike figure. How did he know? Is he a psychic? Is he reading my mind? How did he know that I needed extra tartar sauce when I needed it? And boom, it's right there. Another way to enhance the ambient experience is if you have logins for your business, face recognition, AI, using face recognition. This is something that they just pull up, scans their face, and they log in. Without even thinking, they look at the camera, boom, log in. Face recognition. Of course, if you got a smartphone that was created in any time after 2020, face recognition. It's so flawless. I don't even have to use my fingerprint. When we're going to get to fingerprint as one as well. All I got to do is hold the phone to my face. Boom, it's unlocked. And of course, fingerprints. If your customers or your internal customers, your employees are constantly having to log into a system, the delay of entering a PIN slows them down. If all they got to do is touch their finger, boom. How efficient does that make them? When you add that up, all right, in your mind, it's only 5 seconds to enter a PIN. Well, when you say 5 seconds times 8 hours, and how many times are they going to go to the terminal? Times 7 days, times 30 days, times 52 weeks of the year. Now you see when you add the compound and interest, you see, no, it's not just 5 seconds. It's a lot more than 5 seconds. All right. As another way to enhance the ambient experience, eye scanners. Again, just looking at the, being able to look at the camera, it scans their pupil, boom, they're logged in. How efficient does that make the business? And again, these are just, in your mind, you're like, it's only 5 seconds. But when you multiply 5 seconds by 365 days, you see how it compounds. It's not just 5 seconds. Let me know if that's making sense to you, Miss Coach Gratitude. Let me know if that's making sense to you. Another way to enhance the ambient experience is not so much by demo, is pretty much knowing your customer that I talked about earlier, but not so much demographic, but psychographics. Now, of course, all of my listeners know the difference between demographics and psychographics. Demographics are just the group, their age, race, neighborhood. That's a demographic. Now, but the psychographic is where all of the meat is. The psychographic tells you how they think. What are their behaviors? Why do they want this? Why are they interested in this? Why are they more likely to vote this way than that way? So the psychographic is where all the information is. That's where you want to go a little deep. If you take that extra step and say, well, I know about my demographic, your competition knows the demographics. If you as a business owner take that extra step and say, I'm going to study the psychographic of my customers, then that's where the jewels are. That's where the loyal customers are. That's where knowing your customer like never before goes. It's never crowded at the extra mile, Dr. Wayne Dyer would always say. And that's why taking that extra step to learn the psychographic of your customer, knowing them intimately. Why does she think this way? Well, she thinks this way because that. So studying the psychographic allows you to enhance the ambient experience. Let's just say you open a shop in a neighborhood that's predominantly Muslim. You know this, and what? Muslims don't eat pork. So on your business, if you have a brick and mortar, you should have no pork in this establishment. We don't even use the same knives to cut pork because there's no pork here. These simple nudges, and again, these things happen in a nanosecond. They happen quickly on a subconscious level. As a Muslim, you come up, you see a business that says no pork in the establishment. You're like, okay, I don't have to risk that they're using the same knife to cut the chicken that they're cutting pork with. That's the way Muslims think. They don't even want you to use the same knife. Like if you have an establishment, if you know a real Muslim, you can't put chicken on the same plate that you had their pork on, even if you wash it with gasoline. No, they're not. Understanding the psychographics as well. Health conscious. If you're moving into a business in an area, a neighborhood that they're health conscious, it would behoove you to say, hey, all of our meats are farm raised. Everything is organic. Everything is farm raised. Look for farm raised in the state of Georgia, wherever state you're in, by local farmers. By local farmers. Another way to enhance the ambient experience. Again, these are things that happen in a nanosecond on the subconscious level. So we support BLM. How many businesses? Now, I am not the moral police, but there are a lot of businesses that really don't care about Black lives. But the trend was, hey, Black Lives Matter. So we have a banner up. We stand with you, Black people. Give us your money. Hey, you can't knock the hustle. I am not the one. Hey, if you have a problem with it, then you should get a business and appease your customers too. I am not mad at them. I am not. I know the game, but am I mad? No. So you have a lot of businesses that are like, could care less about you darkies. Give me your money. But they understand the game. So, hey, let me just put this banner up. Hey, we support Black Lives Matter. Come on. So again, I understand the game. And am I the moral police? Am I upset about it? No, that's how business works. Hey, Charisma is in the building. Happy New Year, Charisma. We're talking about what it do, boss. All is well, man. We're here talking about the ambient experience. The ambient experience are the things that, if done correctly, go totally unnoticed. So you're going to have to, I started about 5 minutes ago, but you want to definitely watch the replay for the first 5 minutes. But we're talking about right now the psychographics, not the demographics, the psychographics of and how those can be used in your benefit. We support our president. Again, in a nanosecond, it lets the customer. Well, this would be great for if you're moving, if you have a business in a neighborhood where there's a lot of veterans. Veterans are most likely patriotic. So you want to have signs that says, hey, we support our president. It doesn't matter if you as a business owner support the president. Look, you could care less. You might not even vote, but your customers are patriotic. So it would behoove you to put a sign, hey, we support our president. Do you really support your president? But no, this is business. Again, if you have a problem with morals and you're the moral police, this is going to be uncomfortable for you. But this is how businesses operate. If you are moving your business into a neighborhood where there are a lot of veterans, if you're moving your business into a lot of places, or in a neighborhood where the individuals in that neighborhood are patriotic, it's a no-brainer to have an American flag. It's a no-brainer to say we support our president, even if you, as a business owner, don't support your president. Or you care? Do you care about feelings, or you care about the money? And again, those are going to be like, well, and there are certain things. There's a fine line where you're going to like, these are certain things I'm not going to do. Of course, if you're a Black-owned business and you move into a predominantly white neighborhood, I wouldn't encourage you to fly a Confederate flag. But my point is, there is a line of what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. Some people, like for me, I wouldn't, if I don't support the president, if I had a brick and mortar, I would not put a sign up that I said I support the president. But I'm saying there are people that do it all the time, and it's okay if that's what you choose to do. I am not the moral police. I will not judge you. Again, we talked about farm raised. Again, if you're moving into a health conscious community, you want to put on the food, hey, everything here is farm raised locally in the state. We support local farmers. This thing could have came on a truck, in a freezer truck, talking about we support local farmers. Everything is farm raised. No, it's not. This came from Tyson. What are you talking about? But to appease your customers, again, these are simple nudges. I am not telling you to lie. Because somebody's going to be like, that dude is telling us to lie. No, I'm telling you to interpret it the way you want to interpret it. I'm telling you, businesses are doing this to you right now that you're not aware of. The way my mind works and the topics you think of definitely need to check in more. You've been sleeping on West Charisma. What are you doing? Definitely need to check in every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Eastern. Every Wednesday at 8 a.m. All right. So, and another way to enhance the ambient experience. Oh, these are the doozies right here. Utilizing 4 of the 5 senses. Utilizing 4 of the 5 senses. And these are so in depth that I'm going to do a separate show on each one. But what they are, of course, the sense of hearing. If you have a brick and mortar, ask yourself, what is the soundtrack of your business? What is the soundtrack of your business? Now, if you ever been to a high-end retail store, you realize that they're playing Beethoven, they're playing Mozart, they're playing Bach, they're playing Thelonious Monk. Why is that? Because people shop slower based on the tempo of the music. She said, general manager of a radio and event and newlywed working in work-life balance. There you go. Hey, congratulations, newlywed. So having a soundtrack to your business. If you, again, like I said, the high-end retail stores, they play the Beethovens, the Thelonious Monks, the Bachs, the Mozarts, because they know based on the tempo that dictates how people shop. So people shop slower and they browse if there's slow music playing. They shop fast and they're in and out if there's fast music playing. So if your business is a time well saved, not a time well spent business, you want to have music playing that's fast. You want to have some Luke on. Don't stop getting. I'm playing. Don't have Luke on. Do not put Luke on, right? But you want to have some fast up-tempo music, some Sierra. What is the Sierra sound? The Sierra Level Up. You want to have some Level Up playing because you want people to be in and out quickly. Gas stations, please. You should have fast music playing. Have a line for the lottery people and a line for the people who want to pay for gas. But yeah, if your business, of course, we understand there are 2 types of businesses, a time well spent and a time well saved business. If your business is a time well saved business, you want to slow the music down to take your time and browse, because the longer they're in the store, the more money they spend. So, all right, again, I'm going to dive deep into that in its own show. The other sense of the 5 senses, the sense of smell. The sense of smell is the strongest of the 5 senses because it's connected to your subconscious mind and it's connected to memory. So having smells or scents that stimulate profit. Cinnabons, the American Cookie Company. Ever been through the mall? And as soon as you open the mall, you know what direction the food court is in, because that aroma, that's the smell of money. It smells like honey buns, but it's the smell of money. They know if you smell this, you're going to want this. You wasn't even thinking about a honey bun. The honey bun was the last thing on your mind until you took a woof. You're like, oh, honey, I need a honey bun. Number 3 on the 5 senses, the sense of sight. Having a theme for your business. What they see. Is it pleasant to the eyes? And we're going to talk about the psychology of color. And again, on its own show, but I just want to touch on these quickly. The sense of touch. What is the temperature? Here's a little secret. If you have a restaurant and you have a foyer or a waiting area, most restaurant owners keep that area hotter than the rest of the restaurant. Here is why. Because they want you to sweat, and if you're sweating, you're buying drinks while you're waiting. Let me say that again. Most restaurants, here's a little fact. And if you don't know this, if you have a restaurant, you need you should instill this as well because it's going to add to your bottom line. In the foyer, in the waiting area, the waiting area is normally hotter. It's normally at a higher temperature than the rest of the restaurant. And why is that, Wes? You're like, why would they do that? Why am I sweating? Because they want you to sweat so that you can buy drinks to cool off. Let me say that again. In the foyer of a restaurant, the foyer is normally hotter than the rest of the restaurant. And why is that? Because while you're waiting, even before you get your table, they want you to be spending money. So they want you to sweat. And when you're sweating, you're going to go to the bar while you wait. And there's another $15, $30 added to your bill before you even got your food. So if you have a restaurant, this is something that it would behoove you to instill this as well, because it's going to add to your bottom line. Here it is. Before they even sat down, you've already made $30 off of drinks. All right. And I think that's it in regards to, again, all of those 4 senses are going to be their own shows starting next week. But those are the simple things you can do to enhance the ambient experience, the things that, if done correctly, go totally unnoticed. All right. So in review, of course, you want to have anticipatory service. You want to anticipate what the customer needs before they even ask for it. If you, on your internal customer side, if there is a point of sale or a terminal that your employees have to constantly be checking into, facial recognition should be installed, of course, or fingerprints, eye scanners. You want to have simple things like computer learning. Hey, the future, how you doing, buddy? That's Alexander here. Hey, Alexander, how you doing? Congratulations to you and our charisma, my man. As well as not just studying the demographics, but the psychographics. And I'm wrapping up, so you guys are going to have to watch the replay. So going the extra mile to learn about the psychographics. The psychographics is where all the data is. Yes, the demographics is, yeah, they're black. They're between the ages of 25 and 35. But the psychographics will say, yeah, those black between the ages of 35s, those are the ones that are buying organic pens. Those are the ones that are using recycled papers. Why? Because they care about the planet. So knowing the psychographics, the way they think, why they think the way they think, is where all of the data is. That's where the loyal customers come from, in studying the psychographics. And of course, again, utilizing the 4 of the 5 senses: the sense of smell, the sense of sight, touch, and hearing, having a soundtrack to your business. So that's it. And again, next week, each of these 5 senses are going to be their own show. So for the next 4 weeks, we're going to dive into each of these 5 senses. And I wish you guys much success. Now you know the content that we deliver here, Miss Charisma. If you got 15 minutes every Wednesday at 8 a.m., tune in and get some gems, and then go apply these gems. Don't just come to watch the gems. I need you to watch the gems and implement. Don't come if you're not going to implement. I want you to implement some of the things that you've learned, and you too as well, my brother Trey. And I love you guys, and see you guys next Wednesday. You guys on Instagram, you guys on Facebook, on YouTube. See you guys on Wednesday. Peace.